Lucas, welcome to Seoul. How are you doing, man?
Thank you. Really good, and more excited to be driving here. This is amazing. Huh? Have a track inside the stadium like this is incredible.
It's amazing, isn't it? Right now we're in the Olympic Stadium. The track is going right through it. You're going to be driving it very soon.
I think it's something very special to be racing Seoul, you know, after the years with the pandemic, and this track will be very special. So it's the best way to finish the season.
We're going to get into this a little bit more later, but obviously it's very significant for you as well because this is going to mark your 100th race in Formula E and potential for 1,000 points. That's pretty special as well.
Yeah, that's very special. I think there has been a handful of people in the Formula E ecosystem that will accomplish 100 races without missing any of them, and I feel very proud.
Absolutely. And to mark that special occasion, your 100th race, we're going to have a look back at your Formula E career so far, some of the best moments, the highlights, maybe some lowlights, it's all important. So let's start with this. Race 1, your first ever, and Formula E's first ever race win. Hit play.
It was actually, not like this, but was similar, was around the stadium, was around the Bird's Nest Olympic Stadium as well. So actually that's a cool fun fact.
So this is with Audi Apt.
Yeah. Started second that race, and we didn't have anything. We didn't have energy management. We didn't know what to do. But then the huge accident with Nick and Prost in the last corner of the last lap, I literally crossed the line, and I asked on the radio to my engineer, "Did I win? Did I win the race?" And yeah, it was an amazing feeling. It was almost like if it was meant to be, you know.
There is our race winner, Lucas de Grassi, for the Audi Sport.
To be the first ever winner of a Formula E, of a FIA electric championship. I'm gonna tell my grandkids, hopefully, one day, saying, look, back then, you know, I had to change cars. Nobody believed electric was gonna be the future, and I won the first race.
So this next one I want to show you is Putrajaya. So I think it's the second race.
Second race.
Yeah, so already won the first race, moving to the second race.
I crashed in qualifying.
It didn't start in the best way.
Yeah.
But boy, did you make up for it. I want you to remind yourself of that incredible drive.
Yeah, I crashed in qualifying. Me and Buemi, we crashed in qualifying. And we started last and one before last. And we were fighting all the way up. And I finished second, yeah. I was very happy, that's journey.
I mean, that's an amazing moment, like, you know, starting the 18th, finishing second.
With the car change and with the strategy, with the pit stop, that was actually much more often. You could gamble on strategy, you could be smart. Now without pit stop, you have to overtake people on track. So this is has changed a lot, and I hope with Gen 3 now we'll be able to do a little bit more strategy games, because it's actually very interesting on a racing perspective.
Another really significant moment for you was end of season 2. You know, you were battling with Buemi pretty much that whole season. Now I want you to watch this and remind us how it felt at the time.
I started third, got squeezed by Prost in the start, went on the inside. Went on the outside, we crashed, and then we crashed into Buemi.
I mean, that's huge for a viewer. Like, literally that corner, the two championship rivals seemingly looking like they're going out of the race, but Buemi managed to carry on.
Yeah, we both managed to carry on, and we had and then we could change cars back then. So, yeah, it was an unfortunate moment, really.
Yeah, 3 wheels, essentially.
Yeah. And then we lost the first lap, I think 1 or 2 tenths. But it was a good motivation for the next year, actually.
Absolutely. I'm imagining like that moment, missing out by such a small amount of points, fastest lap. Something that you've actually gone to get quite a lot since fastest lap as well. I feel like there might have been some sort of motivation there, which leads us into season 3. You're wanting to come back strong from season 2 and narrowly missing out. And there were so many good performances in season 3. This one especially, Hong Kong, where another massive comeback, huge moment.
Yeah, I don't know what happened in quali. I think I did a mistake. I crashed in the chicane in quali, and started all the way in the back, got hit, lost the wing.
For most drivers, that's game over at that point. I know you said it's more possible in Formula E to make up positions in Gen 1, but still, that's a big thing for the team as well, to repair the car.
Grassi came in for an extra pit stop with a damaged nose ring. How did he end up in second place?
He's got to feel like he's the actual winner today.
So this is probably going to be one of the most significant moments of your career so far. This was the moment in season 3, your 33rd race, where everything came to fruition and you won the championship.
And my 20th podium, actually.
20th podium.
Yeah. Yeah, coming from season 2, which was a hard way to deal with it. I wanted to win it so bad. And in season 3, we didn't have the best powertrain. Renault had the best powertrain by far. So to win that year was very special.
This team radio, I specifically remember it because you're just like, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's so like so much energy in your voice.
We are the champions! We are the champions! Woo! Yeah!
It is probably the most special moment of my career. We became so close of winning season 1, and so close of winning season 2. It never really happened. I don't think it's like meant to be, you know, it's like. And then in season 3, we didn't have the best car. We start the season, and I remember, like it was yesterday, one driver, I will not mention who, came to me and said, after the first race, championship is over, Buemi is gonna win it again. And I was like, let's see.
Watch me.
Let's do like I approach every race. Just let's push every single race and see what happens.
Lucas de Grassi is the Formula E champion.
Lucas, you are 2017 Formula E Drivers Champion. Well done. Brilliant.
Let's talk about season 4, because then, you know, 2 races I want to pick out, 43 and 44 for you. Back-to-back wins, Zurich and New York City, also marking the end of Gen 1 and a team's championship for Audi. A pretty good way to end.
Exactly. So in the end of Gen 1, we were the fastest by far. We won this Zurich race by, I don't know, 5-6 seconds easy. And when we arrived in New York, to get that win to get that title, constructor title for Audi was very special.
I remember that moment. I remember the podium. It was a joyous moment for you and the team.
In New York, I started 11th, and I won the race.
Comeback king.
That's why the powertrain was really good.
So then, at the end of season 4, we mark the end of the Gen 1 era.
Yeah.
Into Gen 2, can Lucas be as good at comeback racing again? Well, if I want to jump to Mexico, season 5, and the answer to that question is very much yes. Talk us through this race. Probably one of the most dramatic finishes to a Formula E race ever.
Yeah, that was. So we were not in a good position that season. We didn't have such good results so far. So I started second, then managed to hunt Pascal all the way through the race. So I just tried to stay close, put some pressure, and then he ran out of energy, like, I don't know, 50 meters to the end, and I managed to pass him, like, I don't know, 5 meters to the end. It was amazing. This was a very emotional, because Mexico is a very important, it's a massive race of Formula E, and that was a very emotional moment for me. I was
you
very,
celebrated
very happy.
in style. Donuts for the fans. And this is where, just the one where you take your race suit off,
Yes,
and you
it
sort of
is.
go full Tarzan and start beating your chest and stuff.
I don't go Tarzan mode, but yeah, I took my top off and I threw it in the public, in the general fans there. It was pretty good.
So if we briefly just touch on season 6, it wasn't the best season for you. There wasn't any race wins. Handful of podiums though.
Yeah, season 6 was a difficult one, especially because the world went into lockdown, and we had 6 races in Berlin. We were not very competitive in Berlin, so we managed to do another podium, but not really win a race that season. It was a weird time for Formula E. I think we lost a lot of ground. It's impossible to have races in the cities with fans. So it was a hard moment for Formula E. And then season 7, Audi decides to leave. So yeah, I think it was the toughest 2 seasons. I even thought about stopping.
Really?
Yeah, because, you know, with the pandemic, with the championship and the way without fans, I was not enjoying that much. But then in season 7, we started having good performance again, and we won a couple of races, so then everything came back.
I mean, the first win of the season in Puebla for you, wasn't it? In race number 77 of your 100 races. So we're getting towards the tail end now of the 100. Let's go through that moment, because this was a different location in Mexico, in a location I know you and Formula E like to go to. Great moment there, the big overtake.
Yeah, overtaking Edo actually, 3 laps to the end. Pascal actually won the race.
He's disqualified, right?
But we were second, and he got disqualified because he did a technical mistake. A win is always a win. I got disqualified twice, so I would take this one, and it was a good comeback. Yeah.
With Rene as well on the podium.
With
teammate at the
Rene,
time.
with my teammate on the podium, we had a good year with Rene that year. So it was a very special win. First win in many. Was my first win in 1.5 years.
Yeah.
So it felt really good.
And then a handful of races later, race 83, we're back in
that
Berlin.
that was a good win. Yeah.
And we go green in Berlin. Quite a lot of wheel spin, I think, for Da Costa in second place, but he gets away quite nicely. Comes to the outside of his teammate coming down into the first corner.
I had to hold Edo all the way to the line.
Fans back.
Yeah, fans back, and I won by just like so close, huh? And it was the goodbye of Audi.
Yeah.
So it was the last weekend that Audi was going to be there in their home turf. Was very special because I mean I drove for Audi for 10 years since Le Mans, and then we came together to Formula E. So saying goodbye to Audi that weekend was very emotional.
Okay, so now season 8, one of the best ways to start is with a double podium for the team. Race 86 in your 100. Let's take a look.
Yeah, and so Diriyah, season 8, starting with a completely new team, new powertrain, new car. I didn't expect to be so competitive so quick, but the car was really good. So double podium for the team in the first weekend is just fantastic. So we started definitely a good year. By then, I could feel that we're going to have a good year with Venturi, and so far it has been the case.
I agree, and let's have a look at one of those next moments, which was New York City. Race 95. Oh, it's at 95 races, it's absolutely bonkers to say. Another big moment, another podium. And on the way to the win that will come afterwards.
So New York was a crazy race. Starting from third, I managed to go second at the start. Then I was chasing Nick Cassidy all the way through the race, and then it started to rain.
Oh, this is for conditions, full course yellow.
I mean, you can't see it.
Oh, Mortara! Eduardo Mortara, the championship leader, has aquaplaned off. Oh, they're all off. They're all off.
Every one of them.
There's 4 cars off, isn't there? Down at turn 6.
I saw an Envision.
Yes, Cassidy is in. I think Fries is going. Oh dear, it's wet. It is wet.
If you start the race in wet condition, it's fine. But if you wear your tire out and then it rains, you cannot control the car. So then we have that wall, and we were the first cars arriving there. And just completely, I braked 50 meters earlier, but even so, car didn't stop at all. We went straight into the wall, destroyed the car. And I thought that they were not gonna red flag the race, but in the end they did.
Yeah.
And I got the podium back, so it was a good podium.
Good podium for you and the team, but then also in the next race in London, your first victory as a Rocket Venturi driver must be pretty special.
And then that win was like, we had so good performance in the race this year, always there or there, but never really like winning. And then in London, starting second to Jake, I knew we could do it. London was not the best track for us, but we managed to make a big improvement from the first day to the second day. And I was pretty angry after the first day. I got a penalty, which for me, I didn't deserve at all. Started last, finished ninth. So the next day I said, okay, now we have to do this. And we managed to execute a perfect strategy with attack mode and just stay in the right place, in the right time, with the right amount of energy. Of course, we were fast enough to hold him back. And that victory felt very sweet.
And that's led us to this moment now. 100 races in, 1,000 points in Seoul for the season finale. And I look back at how you got here. Lucas, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you. It's been my pleasure, my honor to be part of such an incredible championship, not only for us that we race, but for everybody that has been involved for so long. Actually, the real heroes, like building these tracks for us and building the paddock and the sponsors and the fans, you know. It's a very, very special part of my life.